Please hang up and try again.
Oh, do you ever get migraines?
No.
I actually microdosed on mushroom when I had a migraine. It helped significantly.
You remember my migraine? Fucking horrible, bro. I'm like in a room and like go away. This Wednesday I'm doing a podcast too. We're gonna do Reservation Life. I don't know if you can make that one.
Me?
No, I'm talking KB. But me and her gonna be on mushrooms during that whole episode, so.
What?
We're gonna be on mushrooms on that whole episode. I don't know if you wanna be a part of it. You can come too if you want.
With who?
We're gonna be at Ilana's house. And
Mushrooms can really help with alcohol addiction too.
oh yeah, she doesn't know that yet. She's still just trying to do her. Cause I told her that she was like, no, I just wanna. I'm like, all right, go. I ain't
Well,
gonna
again,
do nothing.
CPS is probably watching
Yeah.
her shit. Like no, she's not my friend. This girl I knew in Texas, she got her kids taken away because she was on meth. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's like uploading all these pictures, acting like the perfect family, and she was only doing it because CPS was watching so hard.
Like a motherfucker, bro. They stay on you.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker, bro. They ain't for no reason too. Like you watching the wrong motherfuckers. I like my kids. Are you ready to bring it in already? You ain't gonna minutes? Alright, fuck it, man. We back like we never left. We back like we never left, bro.
It's been a long time.
I shouldn't have left you
without a podcast to watch too.
Hey, bro. Yo, welcome back to Room Service Podcast. I'm your boy, Biggs Bigger, your girlfriend's best friend. You went you weren't ready.
I'm about to go. I'm just a dressing ass guy.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro, we got somebody special in trap. As y'all can see, we room service. We in any room we want to be. Like a motherfucker, bro.
We got up, we come.
We bringing y'all something special. I'm eating too, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. This shit look good as hell. But we bringing y'all something special, bro. That holistic life. Y'all know the motherfuckers be having crystals and shit. Nigga, body, you know.
Be in tune with yourself and shit.
Like a
The
motherfucker,
Third
bro.
eye open like a
Bro,
motherfucker.
shorty here, cuz, shorty here. Like she one of my OGs, my OG, the original motherfuckers, bro. On some real shit, bro.
But I thought I was original.
You an original, but she my original. You know me. I just started hanging out with niggas.
I've been knowing you since.
I know, granted, you know me for about 10, 20 years, but I'm just saying, bro. You like the only nigga I hang out with. Think about it.
That makes sense.
When you met me, who would I hang out with? Nothing but what? Females.
Yeah.
I don't, niggas be trying to.
Let's get back to
Yeah,
the holistic.
yeah, you got me over there. Yeah, bro, I'm fucked up her introduction. Yo, we bring.
I thought I was a real nigga too.
You was a real nigga. I'm not saying you ain't. No, you're not even a real nigga. You're like, you're a master teacher. I'm trying to learn this new thing, master teacher, but we still niggas in this bitch. I'm still learning, so I'm still a nigga. But I'm bringing my homegirl, bro. She doing this holistic life, getting your life, the choppers in line, bro.
Yo.
Getting you ready to go, bro. One of my twin meatballs here, the other one ain't here yet. She ain't here yet. But my little meatball. My little meatball, bro. Maria, welcome to the trap, bro. Welcome to the trap, Maria. What's up? Miss Starlight is in the building. Miss Starlight, yo. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming. You know, I think you were our
I
second
think
white
you're
person.
the
Second. Olivia was first.
Yo, yeah.
We trying to show we got
You're
versatile.
here, you're safe.
I know, this is my home.
Hey! I'm dead. It's my house. What you mean I'm not?
I feel very
Bruh.
safe, guys.
Oh man. So yeah, me and Maria go back like 2 flights on the Cadillac
Uh-huh.
on some real shit, and this journey, this new journey in your life.
Yes.
You know, y'all getting older, we all going these new steps and shit. And you started to this whole. You already been in this life.
Yes,
Really?
for a long
You know,
time.
she's a rave girl now. She hit them festivals like ain't nobody business.
I have fun. I
Hey,
have a lot of
facts, man. But for real, she all brought her on to talk about this. She been helping me and my homie out special better with my comedy and my coaching us. getting us to the next level where we need to be, taking us,
Taking our big steps until we get to the last step.
Yes.
You hear me?
you feel me? Getting us uncomfortable in the getting us comfortable in the uncomfortable. There you
Situation.
go.
Yes.
There you go.
That's how
I
you
gotta get there. I had to get
We're
there.
setting goals.
I'm like the setting goes, bro.
And knock
Yeah.
it down.
Let the people know about you. Where to talk to them. What's
So,
up?
I enrolled in school about 3 months ago. I go to Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. So I'm currently getting a degree in integrative healing arts practitioner, as long with learning mind and body psychology. So what life coaching is it's actually based on a study that was started about 40 years ago, maybe 30, called interviewing, or what is it actually called? Motivational interviewing. And what it is psychologists and psychiatrists all got together and started doing social experiments on human behavior and the processes it needs to change. And they at least studied, I think, thousands of people all around the world, and this is something that's been going on for a long time. And so what life coaching is basically helping someone find the answers within themselves. No one wants to be told what to do. No one wants to feel judged. You know, you go to a doctor's office, you go to a therapist, and they're like, oh, well, you're obese, you need to stop, you need to lose weight, or oh, you have anxiety, here's medication to help you with the symptoms. But they don't really get rid of that block that's underlining, that's truly getting in the way. And so it's really just asking open-ended questions and allowing the person to truly find the answers within themselves.
Okay.
So,
For real. I've slowly been doing that, y'all. Learn how to be me. All right.
yes.
All right. All the time.
Find what works for you and be you.
Because you never know what the blockage is within yourself. Sometimes you don't really realize it until you get to talk to someone. And as they're asking you questions, you're slowly unraveling your own brain. And you might say things that you wouldn't even realize that you were feeling. And so the coach is then there to reiterate what you said. Like, so I hear that, you're struggling with your weight, and you did bring up that you grew up with your parents always telling you were never good enough.
Hey, you ain't gotta look at the camera. You
Oh,
just
sorry.
talk to us.
It's
It's good. It's good. You're good. I'm just letting you know. You ain't gotta look at the camera. You just talk to us.
So it's basically just finding underlying blockages in order to create tiny goals.
Facts.
Yeah.
I get that. So with this, this helps everybody in every way. So no matter what you're doing, who you are,
Yes.
this is gonna help you. Now, I say this with saying because I'm like I said, it's crystal people. She's the crystal people, y'all.
Lots of crystals.
Crystal. I just seen something recently, and it was crazy. It blew my mind because I read the Bible probably once, and it says I'm more of a spiritual person than a religious person, but it's a part in the Bible that I don't know. Remember who it was? I don't know. It was Jacob, somebody in the Bible wore 12 crystals. The main crystals like most holistic people use in like their practice to clear this way, and he wore these as a symbol of certain tribes.
Oh, awesome.
You know, and I read that. I can't get it right. I just read that today, so I can't remember it. And it's crazy. I'm funny that I read that knowing I was doing this podcast today. It like came up and like, hey, let me throw you something in there for you real quick.
It's on your mind.
It's on your mind. Let me give it to you. I feel serious. You know, they say they listening.
Yeah.
Say they listening.
I remember a roommate of mine back in the day, this was like 2017. He was back into crystals and things like that. And he put the video on YouTube, and they would say like the color you wear brings like says like what type of like emotions you send out. Yellow means something, red means something, green means something. Like every color has.
So I have this book. It's called The 5 Wisdom Energies of Buddhism, and it actually talks exactly what you're talking about. But they use it like I can be completely wrong. It's like Praja. There's like 5. So, something with a V. I don't remember exactly.
I think because with the crystals, it was a pyramid, and the main colors were like the main colors of the rainbow. So like.
Oh, the chakras.
Yes. So having them aligned.
I know chakras.
Colors and all that. or just like I don't know if it happens with Caucasians. I know black people. If you sit out in the sun and heat your skin, but I know I'm just joking.
I'm dead. He said with Caucasian. Boy, it was so politically correct right there.
I'm just saying. I don't
She
know.
white, bro. She black white though. She
Okay.
black white. She grew up in the hood, cuz.
But I don't know if this happens with you, but I know one time I witnessed it for myself. I was out in the skin. I was out in the sun feeding my skin. You know what I'm saying? And I looked upon my skin. There was a rainbow upon my skin.
So that was your aura. You witnessed your aura. And you can actually witness other people's auras. And their aura is basically their energy field, what they're portraying. People study years to read other people's auras, and it seems like you kind of already have that within yourself. But
See,
Or
bro.
just think like this.
You just can you
Just
see
think
that?
like, just think like
What I
this.
look like?
You look like
Am I shining?
things different. But just look at it for instance like this. You know how they say babies can say when people can tell people dangerous when
Yes.
people come around and babies get to
Facts.
crying and things like
Very
that.
true. Like no, I don't.
Or today, my neighbor told me his dog never showed out or know anything like that. He said when his homies brought a friend over and his dog dang near bit him and stuff like that, but it's giving off a sign that this person is giving off bad energy towards me. So a lot of people can read it. They just don't.
they don't know
understand
how
it.
to read the signs
Mhm.
exactly. And everyone has the ability within themselves. And some people have so many signs, and they just are like, oh, was that in my head, or maybe I was just being crazy, and they push it away instead of truly like understanding what it means. And
It's like gut feelings.
So
going
if
to
somebody
first mom,
feels that,
things like
what should they do? Should they just lean into it?
well, I mean, if you keep seeing patterns
Mm.
and you realize that you're seeing this pattern over and again, you can always be like, how can I like take this into my life? Like, what is this trying to tell me? Like, there's angel numbers, the 111, 222, 333. If you're constantly seeing these numbers, you can always Google.
And I was just about to say that, like on the clock, I always catch 1, 2, 3, 4, and I always catch my birthday, 11:02. I always catch that on the clock, and I always say when I see my birthday, I say happy birthday to me every time I see it on the clock.
And those are signs.
Man, you're seeing signs, you're reading aura.
Auras, like,
I'm out here
you're
just
like
lost in the world.
But a lot of people do it, like your people mama do it when they had dreams about fish. Who pregnant?
Oh yeah.
Bruh.
Or like my daughter's mom, when we were together, she would have a dream, she'd be like, go play these numbers for me.
Granted, I get that because
And that's them reading signs though. That's
they're
how we're
reading
able
signs.
to
I'm
read
like,
it.
I've had mine might be a more fucked up situation where I was driving home. Remember this time I told you? I was driving home and I got this gut feeling like I'm about to walk into something, and I walk into another nigga in my house.
It was a sign. It was your intuition.
It was
telling
my,
you
like,
something bad.
And I was like,
about
I left work early thinking I'm having a
Oh.
good day. Yeah, it was an early day. I left out of
Okay.
work. Yeah, bruh. So I got out of work, driving, and I took the side streets. I drove the reservation, like I
enjoying your time.
enjoying my time.
Getting
and
scenery.
and it was like, it was crazy.
Still
It's
the
like,
next scene.
Right.
like a motherfucker, bro. Like, so as I was driving, as I got getting closer and closer to my crib, I kept getting, like, it started off in my chest, like this. I'm like, bro, am I alright? Am I feeling good? Then it got to my gut, and it got strong in my gut when I parked the car. It was like, whew. I'm like, bro, and I just knew I'm about to walk into something. Something ain't right. Something like, why is my body telling me, be ready, be ready, be ready, and be calm? That's literally what my body said, be ready and be calm. So I go, I open up the door, and I see my ex, this is the ex now,
For all the right
sitting on the
reasons.
couch, for all the right reasons, sitting on the couch, and then another nigga, and her legs just stretched over on it. Bruh, when I tell you, cuz, most motherfuckers in that situation, they swinging right off the bat. But something told me to close the door. I walked right back out of my house. I closed the door. I took a breath, and then I walked back in.
But you know what that was though? At that moment, that was like your chakras aligning. You didn't let that take your energy.
I wasn't. I'm like, so I walked back in. It's crazy part. I walked back in. I go in and say, hey, babe. I give a kiss on the cheek. And then I walk to the fridge. And I go get me something to drink out of the fridge. And as I turn around, dude is already getting up, putting shoes on. And I'm like, hey, bro, you ain't gotta get up out of here. You cool. You want something to drink? You seem comfortable, bro. You seem comfortable. Like, nah, man, we was just smoking. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, all right, man, if you gonna get up out of here, I see you, cuz. Like, I didn't let it take me to that place. Granted, later on, me and her, fought whatever not. But that was another thing. But normally, and most times I've done it in my heart, I'll fight him real quick. But it was just something in that moment. Something told me like, it ain't worth it.
You're maturing.
It wasn't worth it. Like, if somebody else can find and occupy your time, then you wasn't meant to be right around me. That's what my body was telling me. So was that aura shit? That chakra?
Well, what I would call it, like, I'm learning a lot in school, like, instead of reacting, you need to respond. You don't react to the situation because that's when you blow up. That's when you do things that you regret. You need to take a moment, and that's what you did, and you responded. And
So I was right.
yes, you were right.
Evaluate the situation.
Now you say that, I'm glad. Make sure you tell the camera I was right. But there's gonna be some niggas on here that made a comment like, you should have fucked cuz up. You should have beat
Because
his ass.
in the end of the day, you create your own reality.
Facts.
You, instead of letting it control you, anger, aggression, and violence, and a police report or anything like that, it could have gone
I didn't
so
live it. My
bad.
name wasn't on the lease.
Just, you never know if the neighbors heard and the cops were called. Like it could have been a really bad situation, but instead of you reacting, you took a moment and you responded. And that's that's huge. A lot of people don't have the power to do that. So, if anyone judges you for that, then they have things that they need to work on in themselves, because it wouldn't have gotten you anywhere. It would not have gotten you anywhere to react in anger. So I'm really proud of you, because I know you and your anger. Like, I've seen it. But it all stems, again, from creating your reality. You could have been like, perception. Oh my God, my life is ruined. She cheated on me. Fuck this. Like, I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. And instead you're like,
On
all
to
right,
the next one.
it's over. It's time to move on. And
No, see, this is a little
created
kid
your
stage
reality.
in my life, because I didn't leave.
Oh.
I stayed in the drama for probably like another month or two.
But then you got
But then I
you
left.
got
I got out eventually. I got out eventually, but yeah, I stayed in drama because when a female crying, it's very hard to leave.
But
Especially when like, I didn't do anything. We were just. I ain't gonna get into it. I ain't gonna get into it. It's the past. That's where it needs to stay.
So, what brought you to the point in your life to get into this?
Well, it's actually something that I've been interested in my whole life. Like growing up, I did acid when I was pretty young, I would say. And psychedelics can truly alter your mind to the bigger picture. And I just remembered.
I do shrooms, y'all. It is amazing.
The experience was incredible.
Because of her.
I felt so connected with the world and with Earth and seeing, and what you get to see the connection, you get to see the trees breathing, and it does sound a little bit crazy, but it's honestly, it is mind altering. And after that trip, I feel like I changed a lot, and I started researching about auras and chakras, and I was in high school and I started collecting crystals, and I just wanted to know as much as I can. And the school that I'm at now is a dream. It was something I never thought existed, a school for spirituality.
I didn't even think, right?
Like
I mean, when I told you I applied for that job, they did holistic medicine, and I was going to be cooking for people, cancer patients. But I didn't get the job. Somebody got there before me. But
yeah, it's amazing to be a part of, and the more that I expanded my knowledge, the more that I realized that it's my life's purpose. Like, I want to connect people to the world.
I love that part. That one word right there.
My purpose.
Purpose. Because some people are not living in their purpose. That's why they're
That's why they're
upset,
unhappy.
angry, unhappy. And when I started we started doing this, is when I slowly felt like I was walking my purpose. Granted, I love cooking. I'm a beautiful chef. Ain't nobody out top me. Can't nobody out top me in the kitchen. My nigga, I'm a beast in there. But that's an art form.
Right.
And to me, I'm walking in the purpose of being an artist. Like, as much as I say I'm a comedian, I'm a comic, I'm a chef, I'm all these things.
It's
But I also
amazing.
want to paint. I love photography.
You love
That's
expressing
okay.
yourself.
That's what any way.
It never goes
any
There we
form
go,
way to express
because
myself.
that's how I like when you plate something, you plate a beautiful dish. What you put on that plate and how you plated the sauce and how you top it and all that.
Bro.
That's painting a picture for them when they get to the table. Oh my God,
Yes.
this is it tastes even
Yes.
like
It's the little things too.
It is, and then just like the little Netflix
you
show,
can make a person date any of that.
Ugly Delicious. Even dishes, like look at my plate right now. This shit look ugly as hell, but it's delicious as fuck. 'Cause I made it.
There we go again. that's like I tell some of my friends though. Like it's like I know everybody growing up they heard the Smokey the Bear phrase. Only you can prevent forest fires. Feel me? Only you in control of your happiness, your sadness, the energy you bring around you, negative, positive. You control of everything, but the day you born and the day you die.
You create your own reality.
Factual.
Come on now.
And that's what they teach you in that shit. You
Yeah.
create your own reality.
And I can honestly say, like, I've been through a lot and I felt so lost and like I had a lot of resentment and anger, and now that I'm following my dreams, like I've never been happier. I finally really I feel like I'm where I want to be, I'm on the right path, and it's just such a beautiful experience because I know that I'm following my purpose. And that was the first class I took was self-empowerment on entrepreneurship, and the whole class was based on finding your purpose.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Who do you want to help? What drives you to do this?
It's these three questions. I tell you a lot of camera. I don't want to everybody to know because it's something that's important to me. But I learned through meditation. And I went to meditation even before she started doing all of this stuff. And it's crazy because me and her are so much on the same wavelength that we're one person.
And say people come in your life for a purpose.
Like anything that I'm watching, she's already watching.
Yeah.
Anything I'm thinking about doing, she's already either thinking about doing it or already doing it. And it's crazy, like this way
It's
her.
inspiring.
It is,
Right.
and I love that having her in my life for this reason because she is one of those people like her, Bree.
Renee. I love you, Renee. Shout out to you.
And our little meatball Michelle.
I love you too, Michelle.
You know, even though I love your sister, please just understand I love you. I know you probably watch this. I do love you, but I met her through her sister, but instead of me and her sister always hanging, it's always been me and her. Since she came into the AZ, came through.
7 years ago.
Yeah, it's been me and her, like she's been my hip, my side, my rib, my everything, And she got me to the point like the introvert that I am. I want to be in a house on she, her, Michelle, and Bree. These three females got me out the house.
Oh yeah, we were doing something every week.
They got me out the house, and even when I'm like, no, I'm good,
You
they
should
will,
go to the
they will blow up my phone. They would blow up my phone until I answered it, or they would just show up.
Mm-hmm.
They would just fucking show up and like, we leaving, we're going out. And I haven't had people in my life like that. They came and was like, yo, fuck that. How many fuck out you feel?
We're not asking you.
I'm not
We're
asking
telling
you, I'm
you.
telling you.
We're going out.
We're going out and we're gonna go have some fucking
Put
fun.
clothes on.
Yeah, put some clothes on.
We're here
You know how they tell you when females love you, we just call them up and say, hey, just get dressed. I'm like, I know how to do that as a male, as a masculine, like, hey, I know how to turn a female. I'm gonna tell her I got something planned already. Woo, woo. I knew this part, but I still didn't do it for myself. And with them, they taught me how to do for myself.
My cat is moving.
They taught me how to do for myself, and she was just, to me, she wasn't somebody I normally hang out with. She crystal girl, bro. Like you see, I still say it. She crystal girl, bro. She crystal. She got that. She know the zodiacs like a motherfucker.
My singing bowls, my
Bro,
tarot cards.
yeah, bro. So like all that stuff was like weird to me. It was like,
Right.
yeah, bro,
Different.
you doing too much. You doing too much. But the first time I did mushrooms, bro, I was so fucking just, like she said, trees, breathing. I felt a connection. And the crazy part is, I get so much joy on mushrooms that they can't hold me.
Oh my gosh! He was like running like a psychopath with all these cops lined up. He's like, I want to go fuck with them. And I'm like, no, out of the way.
Oh,
and
God,
he's
we
like,
lost
you
the
guys
light.
are ruining my
Hey, you want to
fun.
hit the lights?
Oh,
We
shut
lost the light.
No.
I'm gonna hit this one off over here.
You gotta Switch to regular lights.
Yeah, we switched to regular lights.
Elo!
Oh, well, yeah, bro. I got fucked up off mushrooms in Vegas. Like she said, it was so many cops out. And I was looking at and bro, and the crazy part is, I have to be free when I'm on mushrooms. I have to.
We're in
be.
Vegas.
Yeah.
We're on the
And I
strip.
know, we on the strip. This is crazy.
Free on the strip.
Bro, I had to be, I wanted to be so free. Like, I left them, and I was just dancing with random people in this big
Can we talk
ass.
about the way you were running? He's just like. Like, what are you doing,
Oh, fucking dead.
Not like that.
I don't think I was running like that.
Troy?
You were running like
You
that.
were running from us, but like you were like slowly running, but like walking at the same time. Like, I'm like, Troy, like, you can't do that. But it was a great
It
event.
was fun, bro, but mushrooms has slowly opened my mind. It's gotten me to the point where I'm at today. That we able to do this podcast, bro. On some real shit.
I mean, I was so proud when I found out that you were doing all this meditation. Like,
Yeah, it was
Like, you
it was
did that
something
within
new.
yourself.
Yeah, it was something new for me because, I mean, we come from the hood. We come from crazy background. All three of us. The ghettos that we grew up in is fucking wild. Our story.
Right.
I know your story, and these people in my life that I know their story is just it's fucking phenomenal to see them today. To see them today, like, bro, we made it through so much hell, turmoil, and hot water.
Overcoming the obstacles.
And we had so many
you
blockages.
did this shit.
That was a real shit, but we also real like it's been and this is what I've gotten through meditation and all this stuff, and it's like something I did, like you said, I did it on my own.
You did.
I did it on my own, and it was like something told me like, look, take a step back, turn off the TV, put your phone away, and just sit with yourself. How long can you sit with yourself? That's some real shit.
Yeah.
How long? And that's a hard thing for people to do, unless you've been to jail. On some real shit.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna take mushrooms. When I do, I'm gonna feel like Captain
Yeah.
Planet. What they say? Hey, when all our powers combine, I bring you Captain Planet. I like Captain Planet.
Hey, bro, did you see the Don Cheadle one when he played Captain Planet?
No.
And he would just kill, he turned everybody into trees.
Ooh,
Epic. He was just in there. Yeah, yeah, you're a tree. You're a tree. You're a tree. You're a tree. Everywhere.
Hell no.
It was funny. I can't remember what it was on, but he was like, and then the people that brought the kids that brought, Captain, stop! No! He said, it's all so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And turned everybody in the world into a tree.
I love it. You are.
And we got, bro, so I was walking. I dropped my car for the mechanic. I was walking to the job. And I was watching, you know have y'all ever really just look at the ground and you see how it cracks and shit, right? But there's always something growing up out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, bro, you realize that as much as we want to pave, and this is my thought, as much as we want to pave over our lives, all these things, at the end of the day, and I took it as like, because I'm a religious man, so I'm like, God is breaking through. You're gonna break through whatever this is, because as much as we pave these roads, the nature itself always breaks through.
Mm-hmm.
We always gotta constantly
Where I get from that,
overpay.
you know what I'm saying? As much as you try to hide who you is, the real you is gonna always.
It's always,
Yeah.
yeah, like on some real shit. Like,
As much
that was
makeup
a-
as
It's a give and
some
take.
people want to put on all that shit, like as much as accessories people want to put on to hide the true them. Like,
yeah, it's
all
gonna come
out.
out, and that's what I'm like. I was walking on the road and I'm seeing all that. I'm like, I'm thinking it's just walking, and thoughts come to my head because I go into a state of meditation. I've learned that I now can start going into states of meditation, and that's crazy. I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
See?
Have you ever have you heard the term dropped in?
No.
So once you start learning how to meditate, there's different brain stages. I think it's like beta is like normal, and then there's theta.
Mm-hmm.
And theta is where some people feel like they fell asleep, but really they're in this very like meditative state, and it's where sometimes when you hear about stories about people seeing their ancestors and their guides telling them like what they should be doing and like their path, they have to go into the theta stage, but it takes a lot of practice.
How many stages are
I think that it's just that. It's just
Okay.
like your natural base. It's like your brain. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's more. I think that's like there's one when you're like in like your anxiety or your anger and your energy is like this. I don't know if it's alpha or not, but
See, I remember on TikTok, this might be way off. This chick was talking about men. She was like the theta men, the beta men,
Oh.
the alpha men.
No, that's a whole different.
Some
no,
whole
this is
different
about
thing.
these are
Okay.
just the stages
Okay,
of
so
your brain.
okay, so I seen this movie. I think it was called like Irene or some shit like that. Where like this girl was a regular girl. She was outside the apartment. A dude came to her, handcuffed her, like, "You gotta deliver this cash." Somebody came, kidnapped her. She woke up with some drugs in her stomach. I think a dude tried to like rape her or something. Or tried to fight her or something. He got the kick in her, and the drugs like exploded in her stomach. And then she got to tap into all these senses, and then at the end she became into like a molecule or something like that.
It was the drug like expanded your brain and made you like it's really stupid. They say that you only utilize 12% of your brain.
She
And
was at
so-
100.
Yes, but that theory is not
She
true.
was levitating. Okay, so I was like, she was
The theory is
levitating
not
on type of
true.
shit.
Because you are utilizing every single part of your brain.
Okay.
You're not telling your brain to transfer the blood through your body. You're not telling your brain to work its organs. Or
Right.
you're not telling your body to do it. Your brain is all of it's being utilized to control your body, but 12% is your
They say that
subconscious.
for real. They say like you only.
No, that's just your conscious brain. Then you have your subconscious, and then you have your pineal gland, and then you like. There's so much to your brain,
Right,
but
the fibula, I mean not the fibula, the
Oh
medulla,
my God.
the medulla, the medulla. I was thinking, I'm trying to
You
think
only
of
got
more
that
than one.
from Bobby Boucher. What's the fucking
I
movie?
don't know. I like
Waterboy. You got that from Waterboy.
Science
That's a lie. You got that from
Science.
Waterboy.
Ooh,
I remember that in
funny.
Waterboy. The Abladula Amlagata. He said that shit.
That's what he said on there?
Yeah.
I remember,
You watch Waterboy?
I remember I got the shakes to make you quake.
I got the prize and I crossed your eye. But that's not
I
Waterboy.
know, but that's the only good shit I remember.
That's from
Adam Sandler was in that though.
Yeah, that was Adam Sandler's movie too. But that was
I just got the burgers.
I just got the burgers. I just got the burgers.
I got a burger. Bacon cheese.
I got enchiladas.
Don't try to up one on me. It's about to sound fire right
And
now.
look, and they are.
But
Oh, but shit. Okay.
But talking about the brain, you know how your brain has neurons.
Yes.
Did you know that your heart has neurons?
No.
So your heart actually has neurons, and your heart and your brain actually act independently. They have different memories. They have different feelings. It's very, very
My
interesting.
heart
and they
has
don't,
different feelings in my head.
Yes.
My brain.
because
Yeah,
they
'cause-
work independently.
just look like this. You could be brain dead, but your heart still be pumping.
Granted, I get that part, but I'm like, how does my heart have a feeling?
Because they have neurons. And
Is that
neurons.
when they say people die like broken heart syndrome?
Yes.
And people can die of a broken
Yes.
heart. Okay.
My great granny did
So
that.
basically, what I was, I watch. It's called Rewired by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist, and it talks about spirituality mixing with science. And he talks about how our heart and our brain have neurons that think independently. And whenever a person, when their heart and brain are unaligned, that brings disease. That brings like you making the wrong decisions, you unhappy with your life. And it showed a representation of what happens when someone's heart and brain are not incoherent with each other. And the energy was just chaotic, going like this. And what was happening in their body was that their body was spending so much time trying to figure out this incoherence that it wasn't having enough energy to actually heal other parts of your body or to have your organs working correctly, because your body's taking so much energy to work on this. So when someone's brain and heart are coherent, the energy is flowing so beautiful, and now your body has energy to digest your food correctly. Your liver's processing things correctly. You're giving your body the time and the
So you see
relaxation.
those big auras on people?
Yes, I mean, in a sense, yes. Some people, like, your brain and your heart need to be coherent. And the only way that you're really able to do that is when you really truly are following your life purpose, because that's when your heart and your brain are aligned, you're doing what you love, and you're on your right path. And you just keep following your heart and your brain. So it's really interesting to hear about the neurons, and then also with the neurons, the science behind meditation is very interesting. So our neurons, like for example, this is a dark one, but it's better to do it when it's dark. So when, say for instance, with my neurons, whenever I think about strip club, I think about a drive-by. Then all of a sudden it's like strip club drive-by, I watch 2 people get shot, all of a sudden I watch someone die, all of a sudden and it's just this path of negativity, and that's my brain's natural order of it. My synapses are connecting the neurons to one memory that leads into this whole path.
I get that.
So what meditation does is, say I'm sitting there and I'm in the present moment and one of those thoughts collide. I am like, no, like, I understand why I'm having this thought, and I go back to the present moment. What you're teaching your neuron to do is be like, oh, we're not connecting here anymore. This doesn't serve us anymore. Now the neuron has time and freedom to attach to a different memory.
I've heard people say that. I'm like, remember when people say like, hey, I'm not gonna let this don't serve me, no, my purpose. Right. I'm getting rid of it.
But the only way, like, meditation is how you do that. You're rewiring your brain. You're literally saying, no, I'm not, like, every time I think about a strip club, I'm gonna think about bad bitches, big booties, and titties and ass. Like, that's not, right? But see, that's how you can redirect your neurons. But I'm not like, okay, well, I want this.
I got a question though.
I think about what's her name too, Carolina. I think about strip clubs.
Shut the fuck up. That's not the purpose.
I need to realign it when you're trying to sleep, cause like, okay, I have like a hard time sleeping. Cause like when I close my eyes, like most nights, like I have to smoke a lot because like I picture like my mom and her casket, because like it's still like fresh in my memory. It's only like almost 2 years old.
Well,
So I picture like my mom and her casket. I picture like death and shit like that.
Of course.
So how do I like realign myself to like get like a peaceful sleep?
it's gonna have to take meditation. You can meditate before bed. There's actually this this app I told Troy about. It's called Gaia. It's beautiful. They have guided meditations, because meditation is hard sometimes.
It was.
It's really hard.
I can do it when I started, it was only like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but people put a lot of, like, they say that meditation is this mystical, ultra-dimensional. It's not like that. It's literally you're sitting there and you're in the present moment, and when you have a thought, you say, no, I'm not thinking about that, and you go back to your breathing. And so
Breaths. I'm sorry.
breath work is very
Breath
important
work.
as well.
I've heard about that. Yeah, because the book I read, The Superior Man, that book was what guided me on my path to meditation, all this type of stuff. And it tells you at least try to take 10 deep breaths a day. You know, and I make sure I do that, especially in moments like angry.
Yes,
upset.
that's the best time to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Is when you're angry and you want to react. Instead of reacting, take a deep breath so you can respond.
And that was way before the little
I
car
remember things I used to do back in the day. I used to go on walks.
No,
That's another form of meditation.
Yeah,
I would look
it
at
is.
the trees or the houses out here. I would just learn my neighborhood. Every time I got to sit out, back then I had a dog back then, so I would walk my dog and walk around the neighborhood and shit like that.
That's perfect.
Those are my thoughts.
You're throwing yourself into the present moment. But the 90% of the thoughts that you had today are the same thoughts you had yesterday, or the same thoughts you had last week and last month. So that's where meditation can help you redirect those thoughts so you have space to create your own. But also with sleeping, you could create like a bedtime routine. I suffered from, I've gotten a lot better, but PTSD, and I had nightmares every single night. It didn't matter what happened. I was prescribed a bunch of medication. I was prescribed like Prazosin, Trazodone, and Hydrocine, or some stupid, like a bunch of drugs. And it wasn't doing anything. And so then I just was like, no.
Please hang up and try again.